Hey, what's up, everybody? You know, I hear people talk about the Bible as fiction. You have so many translations. It's been tampered with by man. And I want to tell you, all of that is not true. If you ever hear anybody say the Bible is filled with fictional characters, they haven't read it, because that's an immediate lie. When we understand the Bible, we understand that during the time, in the archaic times, kings used to document their victories. We have Sennacherib. He was an Assyrian king during the Assyrian superpower domination. And he laid siege on King Hezekiah. He was a king of Judah. And we have him documenting that his troops did this. And we understand we have a documentation in the Bible. Hezekiah prays to El Elyon, the Most High, says, God, this guy is truly a superpower, and an army can't beat him. It's documented in Isaiah when Isaiah goes and tells him, hey, because you prayed, Elohim is going to send some relief. That night, almost 200,000 soldiers of the Syrian army was wiped out. We know that Sennacherib also defeated the king of Babylon, Merodach-Baladan. Merodach hears this and he says, hey, man, your God defeated Sennacherib, the Assyrian army? He goes to visit King Hezekiah. It's documented in the Bible. And Hezekiah gets puffed up and he shows off and he said, look at my bling. And Isaiah says, because you didn't give the great Elohim credit, you're going to be held in Babylonian captivity. Next, we have the Moabite stone, which King Mesha, who was a Moabite king, documents and says King Omri had us subjected under him, and Ahab, his son, the Moabites were subjected under him, but I fought against them and defeated them. He mentions the house of David, and some people were saying David's reign, the Davidic dynasty, couldn't even been documented. He also mentions the Tetragrammaton, the holy name of El Elyon, and people say, we don't have the name of God. It's right there. He documents it. We also have the Tel Dan Stele, which also mentions two kings of the kingdoms of Israel and Judah. We have it mentioned. He mentions Joram and Ahaz. We also have the Menotep Stele of Egypt, in which the Pharaoh talks about Israel, and people were saying there's no documentation the Hebrews was in Israel. It's documented on the stone, the Menotep stone. You can check it out. Secondly, I hear people say, oh, the Bible's filled with corruption. It's been tampered by man. Not true. Since we found the Dead Sea Scrolls in the 20th century, in the 1900s, in the caves, these were a whole treasure chest of scrolls in which they found them, and it had many books of the Bible. And you know what they did? They said, let's compare these books. We got you now. The Bible is false. They compared these books with the Bible we have today, and they say, you know what? There's no difference. It's completely accurate. So that puts to rest that the Bible has been tampered with. Do you know when the scribes translated the Bible, if they made a mistake, they would throw out the whole thing? That's how accuracy they wanted to keep this thing. They preserved the accuracy. Finally, people say there are too many translations. The King James, the New King James, the New American Standard, New Revised American Standard. First of all, you got to understand, the King James Version was translated in the language of that day. You speak it unto thou as such? Who talks like that? If I say, comest to thouest, you'll say this man is crazy. So that's why you have the King James Version translated that way. They translate it in a language of their time. Now, the New King James translations translated in a language we can understand. You speaking to me like that? That's all it is. So when you see translations, you'll understand they're not tampering with the Bible. They're just translating it from the Hebrew, which the Bible, the Old Testament is written in Hebrew and some in Aramaic, the New Testament written in Greek. If you want to know how accurate it is, go and learn those languages. But it has not been tampered with. So when you see these translations, it only means it's been translated in a language more understandable. People are working hard. Elohim is working hard so you can understand his book, so you can have a better relationship with you. The Bible is a historical book, a truthful book, a factual book, an accurate book. Hey, love, peace, Prince of Peace. If you got more questions, hit me up. Shalom.